ever. I'm really excited because I'm going to be sharing with you guys tutorials and recipes on this channel. So if you want to see more of that, make sure to subscribe. As you guys already read by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Geode marble chocolate covered strawberries. So let's go ahead and get started. So you guys are going to need some strawberries, which I already went ahead and washed and dried them. You're also going to need some toothpicks. We're also going to be using some candy coating. So I have almond bark here. This is the Great Value brand that you can find at Walmart. Vanilla flavored. This is another brand that I like to use. It's the brand Log House, and it's also vanilla flavored, but it tastes sweeter and it's richer in flavor. I just like the taste a little bit better on this one, just because you can really taste that vanilla taste. This one's a little less sweet, so it's just up to you. Now for the geode part of our strawberry, I'm gonna put a picture here of what I'm talking about. I don't want to confuse you right now, but basically I'm gonna be using some rock candy. I got this one at Walmart. It comes in the little sticks, and so I actually have to go ahead and shave off the little rocks from the little sticks. But if you want some that already comes in little rocks for you, you can go on Amazon. We're also going to be using some sprays. You can also use luster dust. And we're basically going to be using this because in the center of the geode, it's like a dark color, and then it's like a lighter color, and then you have the gold rim around. I'm going to be doing pink, so we're going to have a hot pink, a light pink, and then a gold rim around. So the rock candy is already a light pink. So I'm going to leave it as it is, but I'm going to take some of this rock candy and I'll paint it a pink color. And I'll be using a color spray. This is by the Wilton brand. It's the Color Mist Food Color Spray. And you can find this at Walmart as well, or like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. And I'm going to be coloring some a dark pink. And then for the gold rim, you can either color some of the rock candy gold. So this is also a gold color spray, or you can use luster dust. If you don't know what luster dust is, it's basically powder. So luster dust is a powder. It's like a powder pigment, and you basically just mix a little bit of like lemon, or there's other things that you can mix and to make it like a paste consistency, and that way you can paint. So you can use luster dust or color spray, it's up to you. And also to color our white chocolate, we're going to be using Chef Master's Candy Color in the color pink. Now when you're coloring chocolate, you want to make sure that you're using oil-based food coloring, because if you use gel food coloring or water-based food coloring, the chocolate is going to get chunky and it's just not going to go well. So make sure you're using oil-based food coloring for chocolate, okay? Always. So the first thing you want to go ahead and do is wash your strawberries and dry them, which I already went ahead and did. So I'm just going to put these to the side. So now I'm going to take my almond bark and I'm going to go ahead and melt it in the microwave. I'm going to be using 30-second intervals. So I'm going to put it in for 30 seconds, stir, 30 seconds, stir. It usually takes a minute and a half for it to melt completely. You want to be very careful and do this slowly. You don't want to go ahead and put it for a whole minute and a half, because you risk your chocolate getting too hot, and if it gets hot, it seizes and it becomes lumpy and it's just not easy to work with. So that's why I recommend doing it in 30-second intervals. Now while I'm melting my chocolate, I'm gonna go ahead and take my strawberries. I'm gonna take 2 toothpicks in the center of my strawberry, and you just wanna put it right in the center where the stem is supposed to be. That way it doesn't move around. So when you dip your strawberry, it's nice and sturdy, it's not gonna fall off, you know? And so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this to all the strawberries, and then I'm gonna start dipping. I just took my chocolate out of the microwave. If your chocolate needs a little bit of help melting, if it's a little thick in consistency, because you want it to be nice and runny. See how mine is very runny. And so you want it to be like that. If it's a little bit too thick, you can use a little bit of oil. Just put a little bit of oil in there, you know, a few drops. and add it slowly. You know, if it needs a little bit more until it's runny, you can go ahead and do that so it can help melt the chocolate. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the fun part. I love doing this because it's so fun to me. I'm gonna be using the Chef Master's candy color. So this is the one I'm using. And I'm just gonna put in probably like, wait, I want you to see what I'm doing. By the way, if you hear music in the background, it's my neighbors. They're having a party right now. This is the white chocolate, as you can see. I'm gonna be adding a few drops of food coloring. So just a little bit, probably like 2. Okay, that's enough. Now I'm gonna be taking a toothpick and I'm actually gonna be stirring around the food coloring to create this pattern. So look, I'm just stirring around. Can y'all see this? And I'm literally just doing little like circle motions and like stroking it across, trying to make this like marble pattern in the chocolate. But you know what? I just realized something. I messed up. I actually wanted to color the chocolate pink, like a light pink first, and then do the marble effect. So let me just mix this up a little bit so I can do that. Okay, that's a little bit better actually. So I kind of mixed it around a little bit more just because I kind of want the chocolate to be a lighter pink. I don't want it to be white. And now I'm gonna add I added like 1.5 drops of food coloring, and I'm gonna start creating this marble effect. I'm gonna just be dragging this in different directions, like up and down, zigzaggy motions, like that, and see how the chocolate looks. It creates this like marble effect. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my strawberry into the chocolate, straight down, like this. And I'm really gonna make sure it gets nice and coated in there. And then as I pull it out, I'm gonna twist it. See how I'm twisting and pulling it out? And it creates this like marble effect. You see what I'm talking about? So, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that again to show you guys. So I'm just dipping my strawberry in, putting it all the way in like that, and I'm twisting it as I pull it out. And that's how I twist that different colored effect. Pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this to all the strawberries, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that I have all my strawberries comes my least favorite part, which is breaking up the rock candy. I basically have to get it off this stick. You see the little rocks? And let me tell you, it's a hustle to get these little things off the stick. Like it just, last time my hands were hurting, it was just bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, very excited. But I'm basically just gonna take these, and see, this is how they come in, like that. They come packaged in a little plastic, so you have to remove the plastic and then start scraping off the little rocks. And I'm gonna just be dumping them in here.
One hour later.
Okay guys, so I just spent like 10 minutes trying to get those little rocks off the little candies. So as you can see, this is what we have now. I'm basically gonna separate this. So I'm gonna take a little bit less than half to the side over here. And I'm going going to color these pink because I want the center of my geode to be pink. So I'm gonna take my color spray and I'm just going to spray it. So as you can see, now it's a really dark pink, and then we have our light pink. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to my chocolate covered strawberries, and into a little plastic sandwich bag, I'm going to pour in the rest of the chocolate that I had left over. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm gonna use this chocolate to stick on the little rocks onto the strawberries. So I'm just gonna put it all to one corner. You see? I'm just putting it all to one corner. And I'm gonna cut a little hole. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna choose the strawberries that I'm gonna put on the rocks too. I'm not gonna put rocks on all of the strawberries, just some. So as you can see, they were sitting for like 10-15 minutes now, and so now they're completely dry and I can pick them up without a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the ones that I want to put the rocks on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the rocks on these 3 strawberries over here. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. So the way that I'm gonna do it is that I want the geode to be kind of on the side of the strawberry. I don't really want it in the center, I kind of want it on the side. So I'm going to place chocolate kind of where I want it, so let me see. So I'm gonna place my chocolate right here. Because this is where I'm gonna have my geode going on, right where I placed my chocolate. So now I'm going to take my really hot pink rocks and I'm gonna place these right in the center. And I'm gonna just place them right here. Now you can use gloves for this, but I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So if I wear gloves, it's gonna get in the way of y'all seeing. But see how I put the hot pink rocks right there? Now that my chocolate's already starting to dry, actually, it's starting to harden. That's why it's harder for me to stick on the little rocks. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this back in the microwave for about 10 seconds, just so it can melt again, because I don't know if you guys can tell, it's getting kind of hard. Okay, so I put my chocolate in the microwave for about 10 seconds and it's runny again. I don't know if you guys can tell, so now I'm ready to start again. So yeah, much easier for me to place the rocks on now. Okay, so we have our little geode strawberry right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it to the other 2 now. So again, I'm gonna put my chocolate where I want my geode to be. So now that I've done that to my strawberries, I'm gonna go ahead and take my gold luster dust that I got at the bakery supply store. And I'm gonna just take a little bit and I'm gonna mix it with some lime. Just a little bit. And I'm gonna mix until it creates kind of like a paste. And then I'm going to take my strawberry and I'm gonna go ahead and paint around to create the rim around. So I'm literally just painting this. And that's it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Just painting the rim. And just like that. And that's how you create that geode.